Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, going to go over the trades that we took inside the Discord today, as well as the plan going into tomorrow. So, today this is what we looked like. If we look at the open here, you pull up the 570 puts, you can see that we lost the 50 on the put side, which meant that the market was going neutral. So, the Bears did have the trend last week, and then we finally lost it today. So that means the market's neutral. There's no trend, and we just play crosses on either side of the premium. So this is what we took today. When we go to the 0-day chart now, this pretty much guides us in the right direction throughout the day. You can see this is what we looked like at open. The calls ended up getting a massive gap up. We gapped up a bit today, and we pulled back here to this 50. I did not buy this 50 dip because the market's neutral. You got to understand the rules of the system. When we're neutral, you don't buy this 50 dip down here. You wait for the reclaim of the 10. Never got back above the 10, so there was never an entry to go long. What we did take was short though, so we pretty much just played this negative cross right here. Got in somewhere around, I think, 1050, and then we just rode this thing all the way down to the 50 SMA on the put side right in here. I ended up selling the whole position, 60 points at NQ. Very nice move, and I mean, that just doesn't get easier. That was the trade of the day right there. 60-70 points, very simple trade. That was a textbook setup. Doesn't get easier than that. We're in a neutral market. We get the negative cross, and yeah, it was very simple trade. And then rest of the day, this is what we looked like. So eventually these did cross right here, the 583 puts. I ended up getting in this and getting out like twice. One of them was break even, the other one was like 20-point loss. Just because this 50 was just taking forever to like flatten out and curl up. It was like sloped up at one point on the open, and then the next candle ended up pointing back down, so I got out. In a neutral market, there will be days where we do get this kind of choppiness at a cross. And also, I mean, we were at like a kind of a key spot here. If we go to the put side real quick on the 570s, we did pull back in this 50 SMA like twice. So I mean, that's kind of why we that cross didn't follow through, and they didn't want to drop it before CPI. So I was taking my chances in taking that cross just because the 50 right here was still sloped up. So I was still kind of favoring the downside, but that just didn't end up working out. And that was a small loss on the put cross, so not too worried about that. And then if you look on the back to the 0-day chart here on the puts, you could have played this negative cross right here. The negative cross on puts printed a bag right here. As you can see, the 10 went below the 50 right here, 10 crossed below the 50. You could have went long. This is just playing a negative cross right here, and that ended up pumping us all the way up into the 50 SMA on the call side as well. So I mean, you could have played this, the negative cross today just paid absolutely big time. And yeah, another pump to the 0DT50, and that's where you close it all, and that ended up marking the top on that. So those were the setups of the day that you could have taken. You just got to remember the 30-minute tells you the main trend. We don't buy this 50 dip in here. I see a lot of people just slapping the 50 dip no matter what. You got to understand the context of the market if you want to do well. If you 9 times out of 10 you slap a 50 dip in a neutral market, you're gonna get destroyed. And yeah, I mean, you'll find out sooner or later what I mean by that. But you just gotta follow the rules. We're neutral. Wait for the reclaim. Never got the reclaim. Okay, we went short on the negative cross. And if we are trending, okay, then you could buy that 50 dip. You just gotta understand how to play the system to its best abilities, and that's when you'll just do the best, when you follow the rules exactly and trade when the market's favorable. So that means when the 30 minutes crossed. Maybe CPI tomorrow gives us something. Maybe we get a trend going. I'd imagine we get some sort of trend going with CPI because we're pretty much near the 30-minute 50 on both. If we go to the calls real quick, you can see here we're right at this 30-minute 50 all the way up in here. I mean, we're kind of close to it. And then if you go to the put side, we're still pretty close to it. So I mean, I'd imagine we get trend going after CPI. I still favor down. I really do think we're gonna drop, but I'll see what happens. It's not something I usually look at, but there was pretty much no call flow going into CPI, and also the last week or two, literally zero call flow on the option charts, but not option charts, just the options in general. But I don't really trade off that. I just kind of I just look at it just to give me an idea of what I think is gonna happen, and then the system guides me in the right direction. But I mean, that's what we did today. If you take in the trades, like all the trades of the system, you should be green on the day. I mean, the negative cross printed, both of them printed. I mean, you could have easily gotten well over 100 points on both of those, and then the cross on puts just didn't end up working out because the 50 was weird. But I mean, that should have been a small loss of like 20 to 30 points depending on your entry. So if you add up all the points, you should still be net like 80 to 100, like 80 to 100 points. So I mean, it's a really good day with the system. Keeps us on the right side of the market. But yeah, going into tomorrow, like I said, we have CPI, so I mean, it's kind of a gamble of what side we're gonna go. It's pretty simple. If we get trend on either side, focuses on that side. So like 5-minute crosses, you're just gonna want to look for tomorrow. I'd imagine that's pretty much gonna be the only thing to really look for, a 5-minute cross, or if we do get a big gap up or gap down, look for like 50 dips if the market's trending on the 30-minute, which means we're crossed. Right now, the 10's below the 50 on the put side, so we're neutral there. And if you go to the other side, the premium, the call side, 10's below the 50, so that means we're neutral. So there's no trend in the market. When I say we have trend, that means one of these is crossed, bullish. So when the 10's above the 50, that's a valid cross. When the 10 gets above the 50, 50's curling up just like back in here last week. So yeah, that's all I got. If you guys enjoyed, drop a sub. If you want to learn, join the court down below. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.